Hi guys, and welcome to episode, what is it, 6?
7
of the Neighbours podcast. I'm your host, Pestily, with my co-host, Micheal.
Yes, I am your co-host, Michael, and welcome to
The Neighbours
podcast. Ladies and gentlemen, put your hands together for the one and only
2,
Neighbours
3,
podcast.
4.
It's a Neighbours podcast. It's a Neighbours podcast. It's a Neighbours podcast. It's a neighbor podcast.
Tranquility Base here. The Eagle has landed.
How you been? I feel like it's been so long since I've seen you.
It has. We've truly. Kira keeps messaging me. Not messaging me. We're in the same house. My wife keeps saying to me, "Has your boyfriend messaged you today?" And I'm like, "No." But then sometimes we do. It's been nice.
I've been trying to give you your space.
Yes.
Because you have exciting news.
Yes. So for those of you that have been following the progress, we have, myself and my wife mainly, has had our third beautiful baby girl. Her name is Cedar Coco. So Cedar for first name, Coco for middle name. We name all our children after places we've conceived them. So our first kid was named River. We conceived him in a river. Our second daughter, first daughter was Winter. We conceived her during the cold nights of winter. And obviously Kira held me up against a cedar tree and made me feel like a man. So
Congratulations.
thank you.
And it's all gone well, I assume?
Yeah, so the birth was from a male point of view. Do you enjoy watching your partner in pain, Paul?
I love it. You know,
Yeah?
like it's a kink of mine. No.
Because it's a massive kink of mine as well. No, I absolutely hate not being able to do anything. So this birth was a fun, to say the least, experience for my wife. But she's managed to do all 3 children without pain relief, which is amazing. And the one time that she's asked for pain relief, so she got an epidural. They put the epidural in, and then 5 minutes later, the baby came out before the epidural had time to kick in. So, yes. And my baby girl, Cedar, has a record of the cord wrapped around her neck 4 times coming out. So that's a win. So
Just breaking records.
just breaking records. Now, it was much more traumatic and scary, but I'm just very happy that we're all home. Everyone's safe. We got to take the baby home like a day and a half later. Yeah, so it's really, really good.
That's awesome. Like I said, I've been trying to give you your space.
Yes.
And I haven't even seen you.
No. How have you felt? How have you been?
Been emotional. I've had my
Have you?
days.
Oh my God.
There's just all these little things. I'm like, it'd be so much easier if Michael was around.
I like this. I feel more appreciated now.
Just like, you know, I've been trying to set this shed up for us to make it really good. You know, I'm honestly thinking about moving my setup completely out there, like everything, and just starting to work from out there, even with the gaming stuff.
Well, because it separates your house and your home life and your work life.
It does.
Yeah. Which I hope to have something like that one day. Currently, I've moved my situation. You know my house.
Yeah.
You know, it's just next door. So I've been shafted because apparently the Christmas tree will only fit where my office was. So I've had to move into the kids' toy room now. So that's where I am. But you know, it's nice to have a space of my own in the kids' toy room. I'm using one of the kids' potato mashers today as a microphone. So,
nice.
But no, I think this is a great idea, Paul. Going up to the top of the shed.
Yeah, and then that way I think it's going to really push us to really start making a lot of the IRL content on stream that I plan to do. I once I go to TwitchCon next week, I really want to come back and just go straight into raft building mode and building all the other stuff that we've got planned. I've got some pretty decent ideas of what I want to do. And it should be a lot of fun. I'm actually really excited for the raft. Yeah.
Why are you excited about the raft?
I just think, like, in my mind, it's going to be huge.
Yes.
And I think when it's going to be as big as I think it is, I think we're going to be actually spacious on there and we can do a lot. I think, like, I want to have fishing rod holders. I want it to be, like, really sweet. So,
yeah. I just don't want you to get your hopes up like my wife did when she got excited about big things and then she got disappointed. But that was a bit
can't relate.
That was a penis joke.
Yeah, it was a penis joke. Yeah.
Just in case anyone was worrying. And Kira, I'm sure, would be in the background rolling her eyes and being like, "Pff, I've never touched your penis. These aren't your children."
Oh, shit.
Oh, shit. Now, Shed, I don't know. I'm in a complete...
Okay. Let's talk about the weekend. Now, we don't want to make this a podcast about sport.
No, we don't.
But, So I was going to... my mum is like a die-hard Geelong fan. It's an AFL, Australian rules football, and my mum is like a massive fan. She's got like the highest tier of membership that you can get. It's like $1,000 a year.
It's like the S tier.
Yeah, S tier membership.
Yeah.
And if your team gets to the grand final, which is the biggest game of the year, the final game, the grand one, you get guaranteed tickets. But my mum had actually booked a holiday to Europe when I was living in Europe in 2020, and she kept pushing it back, and then she's like, "Stuff it! I'm just booking it for in September," and it's happened to be on grand final weekend. So I got her tickets.
She didn't believe in the team, obviously, to make it all the way. Whereas I have been belief the whole time.
I have not. But anyway, so I said to Michael, I'll come to the grand final with me. And Michael said, what did you say, Michael?
I said, no.
He said no. Because?
My daughter was due the day before the birth. So this was a while ago, and I said, I'm not going to risk not being there for the birth.
But once your daughter was born, we were like, I'm like, you can still come. And you're like, eh. And as soon as you went, I was like, nah, you're not coming.
No, I couldn't. So
I actually took my best friend growing up. He was in kindergarten with me, primary school, high school, and we went to university together for all of 3 months.
Did you? Did you feel more friendship than you felt with me? What was happening?
Are you feeling a little jealous right now?
I'm not feeling jealous. I just want to know. Like, I don't want to know the details. I just want to know. Did you bond? I just don't.
Is he a bum?
Is he a bum?
It was just great to catch up with him. I actually didn't see him because the last time I saw him was after PAX Australia in like 2019, 2018. I think it was 2018. And his son was born, his first child. And that was 4 years ago. So I was like, it was so good to catch up with him.
Yeah.
And we had a great day. Geelong absolutely destroyed the opposition.
Yes, they did.
I want to make a reference though. So for me, the last time I went to a grand final was in 1995. I was 9 years old.
And I was 5 years old.
And Geelong played Carlton. And Carlton were the dominant force of this island back in 1995. And I watched my team get destroyed in the grand final. And I was seriously like, if they lose again like that, I'll believe I am the reason.
Yeah.
I am the curse.
So the curse is broken?
Well, there was never a curse. So literally the second the game started, Geelong they were fucking ready. They were so ready.
Oh, they were. For those of you who are American or Japanese or German or whatever you are, learn AFL and go for the Cats. You people. Go for the Geelong Cats because it'll change your life. And what about Sel? I'm just quickly before, but Selwood kicking that goal, hands in the face, the emotion, the tears. Anyway, we're going to move on from that because you promised me that you would say publicly
Chris Scott is the greatest coach of all time.
Yeah. Yes, you said so. Can you now barrel the camera, and I want you to say it properly. My name is Paul Licari, aka Pestily.
My name is Paul Licari, aka Pestily. And Chris Scott is the greatest coach of all time at Geelong. I'll give you that.
Yeah, thank you. Very good. I would also like to back up that statement that Paul has been wrong about everything and that Sam DeConning shouldn't have been put in the twos. Anyway, we're moving on.
As you was talking about that. You know how he kicked it out in the full early in the game? This is not going to be a sports podcast.
That was his first kick.
And I just told my mate, Brendan, I was like, when Sam DeConning first played, I was like, put him back in the twos. He made mistakes. And then he kicked it out in the full. My mate goes, put him back in the toes. It was a really good moment. Anyway,
moving on from sport.
You know something that's really exciting, and you've kind of been out of the loop. But you know our Europe trip.
Yes.
How we spoke about it on the previous podcast because we must have because I've had a lot of messages about it. The forms are ready to go, and I think I'm going to publish them tonight.
Oh, how fantastic!
So if you're listening to this podcast, the forms will either be out already or within the next 24 hours.
Yep.
And if you're interested or know someone who might be interested in being our third wheel for the Europe trip, come around Europe with Michael and I and climb mountains and do fun things and stuff like that, you need to be available for the first half of next year. Long story short,
a lot of days.
Long story short, it's pretty much my dream to do this trip around Europe, climbing mountains and just seeing every country from all the way from the western side of Europe being, I guess, the UK, if we count that. And then all the way to the eastern side being as far as pretty much Turkey. So it's going to be good. I'm actually really excited.
You've got to be prepared for me and Paul on our grumpy days.
And our excited days.
And our excited days. And when I go sarcastic too much days. Or when I just get embarrassing and just talk to anyone over the top, you know.
So if you do actually know someone that might be interested in this, they don't have to be a content creator. A perfect example of someone who would be good, though, is someone who's like a travel influencer or someone who's like lives out on the road a lot, like a van lifer or something like that. If you know some of those kind of people as well, because they're already used to being out on the road and seeing stuff and have those kind of life skills. But you don't have to be an influencer, a content creator, or a travel influencer of any sort. It's just, if you think you get along with us, check out the form. It is a pretty extensive form and should be good.
Yeah.
I'm excited.
No, I hope they're prepared to live in a small little tin with wheels, with smells, with us two.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's going to be great. But no, very, very exciting. I'm glad that the forms, that's not really that much out of the loop. Has there been anything else that's happened work-wise out of the loop?
No, not really. Not that I can think of at the top of my head.
Nothing happens when I'm there, really.
The Patreon's growing. New members. I got the Patreon Discord all up and running, and people were talking. And
there you go.
Nice.
That's all you've done since I've been gone. You did that before I left.
I have streamed so many hours in the last 2 weeks. It's been nuts.
Good, because people don't know that you're going to be away for how many weeks?
Well, okay, so it's actually gotten better now. So instead of being away for most of October, I've dialed it back a little bit. So I'll be away from the 3rd to the 15th of October in America. So I'm excited for that. That's going to be really good fun.
No, and I've organised some things, but I can't say them because the editor who's editing this, I don't want them to know things. So, but have you received that as of yet?
It came like the next day.
Beautiful. I would suggest starting it in an area that we originally talked about.
Okay.
Do you remember that?
We don't have to discuss this right now.
No, but I kind of I like the crypticness. But no. And then what we'll do is we'll give me the footage and I'll edit it straight away and show these editors who's boss.
Oh, shit.
Yeah. Throw it down. How's have you seen their reactions to our green screen footage?
Only a little bit.
How was it?
It's been all right.
Yeah.
I haven't really been pestering the editors at all because I've got so much to do before I leave and then and all that stuff. I've actually just shipped off. I've gave the editors each of their jobs to get done before the actual trip, and then I said do as much as you can or get it all done, and then that's your workload before we leave. So, but hopefully I get to see you this week.
Yes. So we I've also had some sad news as well. So it's one of my very, very close family members who was like a second parent to my wife and I has passed away. So hopefully we will be available to catch up this week as well. We've got a funeral at the end of the week. So I'm thinking Wednesday, Thursday, Paul, that you and I will be able to catch up.
We might be able to do a camping stream as well.
Yeah. So no, I'm excited to catch up. We're going to hang out. What are we doing? What have we got planned?
I think we're going to shoot a bit of shotguns.
Okay,
that's not for content. I got a new clay launcher, so we can shoot clays.
All right. Well, as long as we're getting all the work done. Okay. What else?
Okay. Sorry for having fun.
No, fun happens after.
I actually don't really remember. We have to film some stuff.
What stuff?
Okay. If you're listening to this podcast, we wanted to do a Q&A podcast.
Yeah,
so
we do.
If you're listening to the podcast, put in your questions in the comments, ask us anything, and we'll try and be as open and honest about everything as we can. I think if there's a lot of questions, we'll probably go from the Patreon list first and then across to you guys. But yeah, we're definitely keen to answer as many questions. Because I'm going to be away for 2 weeks, we're going to probably film 2 podcasts this week at the end of the week. So then that way, there's the following ones done. So that way,
so we could really use some questions because at the moment, because Paul and I have been away and not a lot has happened.
Yeah.
It's kind of been hard for us to kind of.
The Queen died.
Well, the Queen died. Let's talk about the Queen, shall we?
Okay. What's your stance? Excited about having a king?
Look, when I grew up young, a queen was like a big deal. Like my great grandma lived until 103, and she got the letter signed by the Queen. Nowadays, it's a little bit like, why do we have them still? Like, they honestly seem to be just more about the drama than. I'm sure they do lots of stuff for charity, but just from a realistic point of view, as a non-English person, even though we are part of their monarchy, it's a little bit like, yeah, but why?
So my thing is, I was, this is going to sound a little bit morbid, I guess, or maybe bad. I don't know. I don't care. When I was in the army, I was kind of like, I hope the Queen passes away whilst I'm still serving. Yeah. Now, there's a reason behind that. So nearly all the badges, everything you wear in the military has the Queen's crown on it. So when there's a change from a female to a male, like a queen to a king or a king to a queen, everything changes. And they have to replace everything. And I'm like, wouldn't that be cool to be a part of all that transition of all the new, and then I'd have them all as like my collection. But that didn't happen. She stayed
living. Good one, Queen Elizabeth. But she apparently, let's be honest, she was quite a figure and did many great things during her time. But it's kind of almost like we're at a stage of society where it almost seems a little bit more of a novelty rather than.
I don't mind it though. Some people were cracking their shits about taxes going to it and all that in the UK, and someone did a full breakdown of it. It cost like everyone a couple of quid, so a couple of pound each from the working class to keep the Queen in or keep the monarchy going. And most of that goes to jobs that would be employed by people inside the UK. So like, from all the cooking staff to security, etc.
The beef eaters.
And then on top of that, it brings so that's like 80 million pound or something is what they get out of taxes each year. And there's about 80 million people in the UK. But then the tourism, it brings in like 300 million pound or some shit. So it's like, it easily offsets itself. So why not? And it's like, it is a novelty, but it's a cool novelty.
Yeah. But then you've got obviously some scandals of Prince Andrew and Princess Diana. Like I said, it's just there seems to be more drama than I guess you get tourism, but I guess I just read all the tabloids, don't I? I'm all Woman's Weekly, and I get caught up with it.
I to be honest, I don't know too much about the whole Epstein thing, but if obviously someone's guilty of doing something dodgy as fuck, I don't care who you are, you should be dealt with accordingly. Have your whippings, your lashings.
Yes. My favourite thing that has happened is that everyone has referenced King Charles's fingers to sausages. So I'm seeing all these memes with King Charles's
they're not real.
hands. I know, but I think it's hilarious. But I just, look, sausage fingers, and there's like his hands are like sausages. I just laughed a lot. I was like, that's the king.
Have you been to the UK?
I lived in the UK.
Okay, so have you done like the Tower of London and all that kind of stuff?
I went to the front of Buckingham Palace at the gates. My traveling experiences at the age of 15 with my parents, and I don't know if you've met my parents, but they're not the coolest people. Yeah, look, they're not the coolest people in the world. I love them.
You are exactly like your dad.
I'm very much like my father. Hellstan. Look, my experience of traveling with my parents in the UK was just quite humorous. I can't really explain it. I was 15. I had two older siblings. My dad was dragging us through London or Italy with two giant electric blue suitcases rather than paying for, a taxi or something. Like, no, we're going to walk the 4 kilometers instead of catching a taxi. And, I don't know. I can't really explain it. I did get diarrhea once in Italy, and that has nothing to do with England. And I had to try to explain to my uncle that was a doctor, yes, I caca. Anyway. But no, I lived in England. I lived in over there when I was 17. Finished high school, year 12, went over there. My parents are religious. They were starting a church, and they offered me a free trip over there. So I went over there, and I was able to travel around anywhere in Europe because I'm a dual citizen, just like you are, which is very exciting.
I am from Europe.
You are from. I too am from the Europe, and but now Italy is not part of England, so Good one.
Why is Italy not part of England?
Well, because they're not part of the UK is not part of Europe anymore.
Yeah, correct. UK's
Brexit.
not part of Europe.
So it's a little bit like, well, stuff you, UK.
Yep.
Yeah. But no, have you done the Tower of London and things like that?
I have. Yeah, I did it all. It was super expensive too.
Yeah.
I think it's worth doing once. It's actually kind of like, how do I word it? Insane how big it is, all that stuff.
Yeah.
Just like it wasn't made traditionally, like with, machines, like having a forklift to bring stuff in and stuff like that.
Yeah.
Everyone had to bring it in by horse and cart or by hand.
Yeah, and slaves.
Helpful when you have slaves like that.
No, I remember the difference between traveling through England and living in England. Like traveling through England, it's a little bit like, I'm in Oliver Twist. This is amazing. I love it. Got to pick a pocket or two. But then living in the UK, it is miserable.
I'd imagine grey, cold.
It is. You wake up. I was a builder's labourer while I was there as a young kid. You'd wake up at 6. It would be pitch black, and wouldn't could be light until about 8 or 9, and then about 3 or 4 o'clock it starts to get dark, and it's just miserable.
The audio's not
wet.
coming through for me.
My audio's not.
No, it's good. You could do.
Sorry.
My Discord does a weird thing.
Oh, that's fine. Just ruined my perfectly good story.
8 up, 9 o'clock, you're up, dark.
Yeah, no, it's dark. It's always miserable. There's only 2 weeks of sunny weather, and everyone takes off their shirt who is not attractive. Just all the men are just like, shirt off, outside. Ugh. So
you'd be used to it now.
Yeah, I'd be not. No, there are some men that
the thing about Europe, or at least, the thing about England that I think is really cool, that like if there is a pub that's 300 years old in Australia, it's like, oh my God, that's the world's oldest pub. Holy shit.
Yeah.
If you go to England, like every pub's 300 years old. You go to a lot of building and it's like the doorways are short for me and like the roofs are it's just all old school.
Yeah. No, I feel like you and I need to, we are going to Europe.
Yeah.
I'm looking, this is what I look forward to is visiting the old, because I didn't really get to experience as an adult. I was still a young teenager. And I wasn't a big party goer, unfortunately. But you and I'm excited to go to some of these old pubs and try some things.
I'm just excited at the fact that it's like, I think people don't understand when it comes to the whole mountain climbing thing. I enjoy the hiking side of things. I enjoy the scenery. But one of the coolest things about the way the trip's going to be planned is the mountains aren't in your capital tourism city areas. Like they're like in the middle of nowhere. So you actually go and drive to like a random place in a country and then you're eating at their like local, restaurants and stuff. So it's just, for me, it's exciting.
I'm hoping that we get the opportunity to do some of our streams whilst we're eating some of these amazing places.
100%. I've already got the IRL backpack now.
Have you?
Yes.
We should try it out.
We could.
What do you want to go do?
I was trying to think about that the other day. I was like, do I just go to like get a taxi out to like Semaphore? And then I just like, now I have to get home. And so like I have to start walking and then I'll go to like a cash converters and get myself like a scooter. And then I have to like scooter to the next place and then I'll get like a shitty push bike and...
Yeah. Am I involved with this or is this your
dream? You can
dream?
do that. No, you can do it too.
I think it would be quite a lot of fun. But we have to give ourselves limits.
I also thought another one would be fun is like we try and go as far up the Torrens River as possible.
On what?
I don't know. We could start on a kayak, I guess. We'll get a double kayak.
Yeah, let's do a double kayak or a double tandem bike or something like that.
No, I think we should start in the water.
Yeah. No, all right, let's get a double kayak. Let's do it. That's our first backpack stream, is it?
Oh, it doesn't have to be the first one, but I just think that'd be a fun thing to do. Like, because I got no idea. I know the Torrens River is like near Adelaide Oval, but maybe we'll just get dropped off right at the mouth of, where it goes to the ocean. And then from that point, we'll just start kayaking up it until we get to a point that it won't go.
How long is the Torrens River in Adelaide? Let's have a look. It's 85 kilometres.
There we go.
There we go. Yeah, sounds good. Where does it start?
Probably, I don't know.
No, who cares? No, I like that. I'm excited about this backpack. Will that change our way of doing fishing streams? Maybe even a golfing stream?
I think we can try doing them just for a bit of fun. We'll go out and we'll do a golf and a fish and stuff. Yeah, the jet ski stuff I want to do a little bit differently, but...
Yeah. No.
See how we go.
I'm excited about that a lot, but we need to practice it, especially if we're going to use it in Europe. So,
100%.
Fine.
There's going to be a lot of practicing.
Yes. Now, I'm going to quickly just press stop.
It's been 25 minutes.
Yeah.
Michael needs to reset the camera. Hi, guys. I rudely interrupt this podcast for the sponsor, us, Pestilly Entertainment. We have mugs, Pestilly Moist mugs up for sale, pestilly.com. You've got to get them right now. They're Pestilly Moist shirt. They're white. They're black and white. You can pick which one you want. And the limited edition 5-year tonal Pestilly hoodie. Make sure you don't miss out. Buy them now, pestilly.com. Limited edition. Only available till the end of the month. Go. Buy now.
And I'm back. These batteries on the other camera are the worst.
Oh.
Not like your A7.
No.
Anyway.
I got new batteries for it now too.
You do. I'm very excited. What are you doing in America? People want to know.
So I'll be at TwitchCon. I'm going to be there a few days before it, but I'm just going to be hanging out with the editors and stuff. And then I'll do TwitchCon, and then I'm heading over to Texas to hang out with Brandon Herrera, Baddie, and that.
Stubbs, Texas.
Stubbs,
Texas.
Barbecue sauce.
I'm excited about that video.
Yeah, I think people are really going to enjoy it. My wife laughed a lot.
Yeah. And I hope it's not just because it's you and I, because I watched that and I thought I wouldn't mind doing something like that again. Because it was, I literally, when we started eating the chicken wings, I was like, oh, I want that so much right now. Just those chicken wings.
When that edit came through, I was like, you know what has to happen to this edit? We need to cut all the eating parts out. Because
it's just chewing.
Everyone's going to be like, no one's going to want to listen to that.
Nope.
So there's about 45 minutes of eating.
No. And I'm sad we didn't actually get to see me drop pour the
Yeah, I don't know why
it
didn't make the cut.
No, I don't know. Maybe you should jump on that and just be like, hey, was there a version where Michael actually spills it? Because then it would just talk about your asshole for no reason.
Unless the camera overheated at that point.
I don't know. I'm going to let you ask the question in today's meeting.
Okay. I'll do that. Okay. I feel like this is where we should do our own advertisement for ourselves right here. Like, you know how like we don't have a sponsor for the podcast yet, but if you are enjoying the podcast, consider going to patreon.com/pestilly, being a part of the Patreon team. We actually get 95% of the revenue from the actual Patreon as well, which is a really good cut. If you've been on top of any of the Twitch drama going on right now and all the 50% stuff and all that, nearly every dollar you guys give us, we get. We're actually going to reduce our tier 1 Patreon a little bit as well. Because we've worked out
why are we doing that?
Well, see, Michael enjoys coffee. And so we thought maybe if you guys want to shout Michael coffee
I'm sorry. No, I don't want to start this podcast or Patreon off with lies. I actually do dislike coffee quite a lot. So can we start it with something different, like Michael enjoys buying cheap condoms? Something like that. Something that's more closer to what I would do.
Michael enjoys Happy Meals. What do Happy Meals cost these days?
I think so. A Happy Meal for my kids is anywhere between $8.50 to $13, depending what you add. And no, I'm not joking. So because sometimes you might want to add some nuggets. Like they're expensive now.
A Happy Meal is $9. It used to be like $4.20.
No, dude, everything's going up now.
It used to be $3.95 actually. Now that I remember, it was $3.95 for a Happy Meal.
Yeah, and do you remember 30-cent cones?
Yes.
They're not. They're like $1.20 now.
Bullshit.
Nah.
I don't have McDonald's ever.
That's a lie. We have McDonald's sometimes.
Anyway, going back, we're going to make it a little bit cheaper for the tier 1 patrons because we get nearly all the cut. So when you compare it to something like a Twitch sub or anything like that, or a YouTube membership, we're going to reduce it down. And all that money's gone back into just making this podcast and all our content for the IRL stuff. I've actually got news for you. Our last gaming video is going up on the main channel. We've decided to primarily show IRL content on the main channel. Then we'll still be gaming stuff, but it's not going to be an actual like focused on any sort of like gaming videos.
Do you want to go into the depths of why you want to do that?
I want all the premium content to be on the main channel, and I don't think I'm going to do this. I'm going to rename Pestilly TV Pestilly Gaming. But then it's very clear and obvious when you're after a certain thing, that's where you'll find it. Yeah.
No. Which, that means the birthday stream might appear on Pestilly TV.
Birthday stream. Yes.
My birthday.
Yes.
Which I'm
Borderlands? You want to play
I'm thinking,
Tiny
but have you
Tina's
seen
Wonderland?
Yeah, I'm thinking that because I've not played it. You've not played it, and it's new-ish.
Okay.
And I'd like to have a crack.
All right.
So that's
Crack
what I want
straight
for my
into it.
birthday. You need to buy that for my birthday because
You want now?
I need this camera's battery is chewing through them, so I got to put another battery in.
Right.
Bear with me. Paul, talk about your feelings.
My feelings. So right now, I'm actually quite excited for tomorrow. I got this anticipation of this new treadmill arriving, and I'm gonna just get on top of that treadmill and make it my treadmill, and I'm gonna mount it running on it every day for at least the foreseeable future, unless I need a rest day. That's pretty much how I see it.
Okay, I am back.
Welcome
No, I haven't been on my treadmill since my beautiful baby was born.
All right, we need to get back on top of that
Also, your treadmill's arriving today.
tomorrow.
Tomorrow. All right, so and you're going to do it tomorrow.
Yes,
All right, so tomorrow,
I'm actually.
whenever you're on
Okay.
whenever you're on a treadmill, you need to message me saying treadmill time,
Okay.
and we do it.
What time do you get up?
At the moment, I wake up at 12. I wake up at 3, and I wake up at 6.
All right. Probably the 3 a.m. time is probably when you're going to have to go outside and go onto that treadmill.
You know what? What I'm going to do is I'm going to receive the message, and I'm going, cool, I've been reminded for my day, and then I'm going to crack straight into it.
All right.
Though I probably could do, like, honestly, I probably could just get up from 3 and continue my day because I go to bed at 9 o'clock every night now.
So she's not sleeping throughout the night yet?
Well, it's not that she's not sleeping, but we're waking her up for feeds because, like, honestly, and touch wood, because our previous experience with children was like Dr. No Sleep. There was just no sleep of the children. Whereas now we put her down and she's like, yeah, cool, thanks. And she's out. It's
For real?
I can't explain it. She's a chilled, relaxed baby. So like when I'm making noise, vacuuming, the kids are all yelling, and she's just like, yeah, I'm happy.
I was talking to someone about this recently, and we believe that if this is an idea that we've got, if a baby's in a stressful environment, then it'll kind of reflect onto them, and they'll sense the stress and then be awake more and be a lot more like, I guess, upset. So an example would be, like when people have multiple children, by the time they get to the third children, they're trying to manage all the kids running around and they're stressed out. And then, someone's at work and, dropping kids off at school and all that. That's when the third child's normally the hardest. Whereas I feel like you're a very chilled kind of person for the most part. And then maybe the fact that, you got this extra time to work from home and stuff that.
Well, I haven't actually tried the working schedule with it yet, so that might throw it all else in the head because right now the routine's working very well.
Yeah.
But the fact that the kids are I've got older kids now, so I've got a 5-year-old and 7-year-old, and they're much more hands-on and happy to help. They're a lot, you don't have to. They know how to wipe their bum. They know how to get undressed to go to the bath. They know how to eat their food, bring their plate up to the kitchen table. My kids are fairly good.
Oh, they're great kids.
Yeah, but I can't say that because then they'll hear it, and then I've lost all control.
Okay.
They're not. You got to have that power of control, the iron fist.
Yeah.
I don't know. I think we've just kind of not changed our routine with our kids, so we've not told them that they have to be quiet because there's a baby. We're just like, don't scream bloody murder. Just be wary as a child. But like I said, we continue to do vacuuming. The kids still play and are loud. We still crank music. And because we don't have a large house, we just kind of embrace it. So having a child that's at the moment, touch wood, because there are wonder weeks and things do change. She's doing really, really well. She's
great.
Fucking cute as well. So
Must be taken after her mother.
Oh, absolutely. I look like a back end of a truck. Now, I don't know what we got onto that topic for.
I don't know.
Tiny Tina's Wonderland. I'm excited.
Oh, it was about the treadmill and getting up at 3 in the morning.
Yep, 3 in the morning treadmill. I was getting right into it, so I was probably doing 4 to 5 times a week before the baby was born, an hour on the treadmill. I had 10 kilos in the backpack that you've given me, and I'm on the biggest incline, and I go for it. So
my hardest thing right now is the fact that I am not able to sit on my cycling bike
because your butt.
Yeah,
still affecting you.
Yeah, I think it'll just take a while. My sister she fell off a horse and damaged her coccyx, and it took her about a year for it to fully heal. So I don't think it was as bad as her, but I still think it's probably going to be another month or two before I can properly sit down on something like a cycling bike.
Yeah. That's, I feel for you. I'm sorry that your butt cannot handle that right now.
Yep.
Speaking of that injury, you and I, that's one thing we have to do when I see you this week is do the director's commentary.
Yeah. We've got that coming.
We've got that coming, and I think that's probably more important than shooting shotguns.
No, we'll get that done. We'll get it all done. Yeah.
Well,
you know what time you're going to be here?
Honestly, it depends when we find out when things are happening on my end. I might only have a day up my sleeve, hence why I'm saying shotguns might have to wait.
No, we'll see how we go.
See if we're going to fit a stream, etc. But I'm very excited to see you, Paul, and embrace you. You're going to hug me.
See.
You even said you missed me the other day on my phone. I was like, what the fuck?
I was watching the beer video.
That was cute. We were adorable. That was fun.
That was honestly like watching that video back just brought back happy memories.
Yeah. I want to do something like that again. What can we do? We've tested beer. What do we test next?
Well, we could do like German beer or...
Sure. It's like the same thing. Do we do...
Could we do like the top 50 beers in the world or something? We just try and get...
50. Do you know how well we went with 15/14?
We'll go for top 20.
Like 20 you gave up after 8.
I did not give up. I still drank them all. I just didn't finish them all. Dude, the last one was like 15% and tasted like fucking ass.
It was. I have to agree with it as well. I loved it how at the end I'm like, oh, well done. It tastes like shit, but well done.
I honestly, like, it was so bad.
Yeah. When is that video due out?
When I'm in America. I think it's Monday week.
Okay, because this week we've got the lyric video coming out. Is that correct? No, the meme video.
The meme video comes out like literally a few hours before this podcast, or a few hours after. I don't know exactly. And then I think the beer one's next week while I'm in America.
What's the response from the Killada video been like?
The music video has been really good.
Yeah. Has Nikita or anybody reached out and said anything?
Oh, Nikita really liked it, and all the devs. I speak to one of the devs. He really liked it. There's one thing that I want to make very clear during this podcast. People are like, how dare you get footage of Ukraine? Like,
that wasn't footage of Ukraine.
No, it wasn't. It was from Motion Array. There's like a library, and you can we literally searched destroyed buildings on Motion Array, and all the gunshots in that is. My editor got audio clips of gunshots and put them in there. Like, it wasn't like we was like, oh, let's get some war footage from Ukraine.
Why the fuck would we go out and get the most cinematic footage of a war-torn country right now? Like, how? Like, honestly, people, pull your head in.
But that's probably the only negative stuff that I got, really.
Yeah. Right.
But there's lots of positive. A lot of people had a good laugh, and that's what. At the end of the day, that's all we're trying to do.
No, and I'm glad that I keep hearing. Even my sister sent me a message. She's a school teacher, and she's like, "I'm teaching now, and I've got the Killada song in my head."
Good.
It's a catchy song. So well done. I thought we'd finished the Killada, but you still have to do the test drive around.
Yep. And then we've got another video after that we won't discuss.
What do you mean another video?
Yeah,
I don't want to do the Killada anymore.
Have you not heard the last video, the finale?
Oh, the one that you told me, which was very, very expensive way to finish it.
Yes.
I can't see that happening anytime soon.
No, I think 2024 we do it.
Okay, let's just. All right. We don't even know if we're going to continue past 2023. So.
Well, if the patrons keep growing, we will, Michael. We will have faith.
That's the reality of it. If this thing doesn't grow, you and I will just have to tip our hats and say, good job, fellow, and we'll continue watching the football, and the people will miss out.
Yeah, I'll probably, honestly, I'm not going to watch anymore Geelong. I'm done.
Yeah, you reckon you've peaked?
Yeah, I think we've peaked.
Okay, good. I think...
I don't think they're going to rebuild next year into a good team.
You know what? This is why we don't hang out, and this is why you don't get to be on my shows. This is why I cancelled the Channel 10 and Channel 9 the interviews, because I was like, I'm not going to bring a disbeliever.
I saw who they put on.
Who'd they put on?
I don't know.
I just didn't really think it was like what did they do?
They had some girl on one of them. They had some girl that was like face painted as a cat. Like,
yeah. No, because I ended up, they rang me and they were very keen after I told you. And I said, we've got this. And they're like, but what was your reactions? And did you get crazy? Did you get drunk? What'd you do? And I was like, well, personally for me, I sat down and neglected my children and my wife for about 3.5 hours. And then quietly went on with my day. I was like, I don't think we're the ones that you want. You should probably look elsewhere.
Wow, you got rid of them.
Well, I just I didn't know if it was going to be one of those things where they interviewed like heaps of different people and it was going to be like 30 seconds of. And I wasn't going to drag you down and my cousin down for a 30-second of a group of people. I was like, it's got to be a feature of us and we'll make it funny. But
we could have made it like eye-splittingly awesome.
We could have, but it's just with everything going on, I just didn't. I'll save it for next time. We're going to be on. We don't need network television. We don't need it.
We're bigger than them.
We are bigger than them. Channel 9 and Channel 10 are dead.
They are clutching at straws if they're calling us up.
They're clutching at straws if they're messaging my Geelong podcast. They're looking for super fans. Oh gosh! But I am updating my butt tattoo, which is great.
Yeah, are you going to change it to premierships instead of goals?
No, goals will stay the same because he's got 3 goals, and underneath I'll have premierships.
Oh, really?
1.
Wow.
So, yeah. So I'm very happy that he got into the team. For those of you that don't know, I have a butt tattoo of a Geelong player, and I'm sure Paul will share it one day. Anyway, Let's move on. Enough about sport.
Yeah, we
actually, no, sorry. One last thing about sport, but it's not really sport related. So Geelong has one of the top football players in the AFL League called Jeremy Cameron. And I can't believe that he has sold his soul to do cash converter commercials.
Nah.
Have you seen it?
Yeah.
Like, come on, Jeremy.
Why?
Like,
they probably paid him good money.
Cash converters, though? Like, Jeremy Cameron's not sitting there going, gosh, I need some extra cash. I'm just going to go to the shed at my cat. It's got a box written, sell to cash converters.
Yeah.
Like, I love it. But Jeremy, pick up your game, son.
Well, the Twitch thing wasn't working for him, so he had to do something.
Oh, hold on a second. This will be fun. I think this is my insurance company.
No, you can't answer your phone.
Hello, Michael speaking.
Get off the phone, Michael.
Good, thank you. How may I help?
This is a podcast.
Yes. Could you give me a call back in about an hour? I'm just in a work meeting currently at the moment.
Work meeting.
Yes, that'd be perfect.
Yep, all right, no worries. Call you then.
Cheers, thank you. Bye.
No. Next time you're in a work meeting, turn your phone off.
Well, no, this is hold on. I am technically on parental leave, paternity leave at the moment. And you messaged me yesterday in all fear saying, I don't know what to do about the podcast. Do we just leave it for a week? I'm so scared. Michael, I can't do things without you. I
didn't say that. I was concerned that if I did a podcast by myself, it just wouldn't feel right.
Which you said to me, I can handle a podcast and a stream by myself.
I can definitely handle a podcast and stream by myself. It's the fact that it's called the Neighbours podcast. I feel like there needs to be something neighbourly about it.
That's right. Why don't you should have asked the neighbour on the other side.
I didn't want to. They're old. I got no problem talking to old people. It's just like they wouldn't understand. Hey, by the way, you don't really know anything about me or what I do, but want to just talk to me for an hour?
Do you know what KEKW means? Because my other neighbours just figured it out.
Yeah, I had to explain KEKW.
Yeah. What about the sad video? How's that going?
Listen, stop talking about all the future videos, Michael.
Oh, but I've been out of the loop.
So what we actually need, for the upcoming podcast, there's going to be a podcast filmed in a few days' time, and it would be very nice if you guys can ask us a heap of questions. If there's an overflow of questions, we'll put it into the following podcast, or we'll just pick the best ones out. But if you guys could put that in the comments.
Any topic.
Yep.
But I do it like I'll apologize to our podcast listeners. At the moment, the last 2, probably 3 podcasts that they're hearing are a little bit just because I've been in baby mode and nothing's been happening. So it's a little bit, we're just up in the air and just trying to make things happen.
Well, we can always talk about current affairs. Like I said, the Queen died.
The Queen died. You didn't really tell me. Do you like the Queen?
I think I do.
Yeah. Do you think the Queen was,
beneficial for the realm?
official for the realm, do you think she did a great job?
There was a Twitter post from a politician in Australia, and it was like the most. I think the person shared it on Twitter, retweeted it, saying, "This is the most simp thing I've ever seen in my life." You know what a simp is?
You explained it to me recently.
Yeah, like someone who worships someone.
Yeah.
It grovels. Anyway, and it was like, Your Royal Highness, King Charles, I'll forever be at your mercy and, a servant of the realm. It was like, wow.
And like they had Boris Johnson as a prime minister. It's like, like this is what I'm trying to explain. Like I get it for tourism, I get it for novelty, but at the moment it just kind of seems like, I guess it's there. We've got to change all our coins now. Like, do you think Australia needs to be part of the monarchy still?
I don't see the negatives
of it being part of it.
It's like, when you're in a relationship with someone, well, that's probably just not going to work with you.
Okay, so go on. Bring up the toxic relationship.
No, I think there's a lot of people that there are a lot of people that this will relate to, but not you. When you're in a relationship with someone for a long time, it's easier to sometimes stay in that relationship than to leave it. I feel like that's where we're at with the monarchy.
So, okay, how can we, because obviously I've been in a relationship for 11 years and obviously sometimes it would have been easier to leave. You don't have, it's not always been blissful, but at the moment.
Don't ever say that. Kira's a nice lady.
Kira, she's a nice lady. But Kira and I, obviously it was my fault, Paul. Kira and I have obviously worked and we're strong. We're an iron fist together now. We run a tight ship.
She's the Iron Maiden.
She is the Iron Maiden. We are deeply in love and make love every second we can.
You're not a gamer.
How do we do? Clearly, I'm not a gamer. Tell me the last time I played a game, other than Mass Effect for a couple of hours the other day.
Raft.
Okay, but that wasn't the other day. That was like a few months ago.
Yep.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to Tiny Tina's Wonderlands. Anyway, how do we make Australia build the romance of the Queen again? Because at the moment that I don't want to stay together just for the kids. The kids probably don't care.
I think
the kids will be happier.
I think
just break it off.
I might be wrong here in saying this, but I think Charles is probably too detached from being an everyday person. Whereas I actually like the idea of William.
Yeah,
being
as
king.
do I. That's how we do it.
So we kill the king.
Okay, I don't think we can actually officially say that the Neighbours podcast are planning a plot to kill sausage fingers, but I honestly think the only way to really build the romance and make the monarchy relevant is to put someone like...
Wait, I need to be very clear. I do not want the king to be killed and that. I don't know if that goes under treason. I just want to make it very clear.
It does. This is my point. Hence why I was like, I'm pretty sure we can't even burn an image of the Queen still, and we'd be arrested.
I'm just saying that the way that I think the people would love the monarchy more would be if William was king.
Because when did Queen Elizabeth go in? And she was very relevant. She was a very young lady at the time, and the country grew up with her, and that's why there's been so much respect. But now that we've got Charles, then we've got the Camilla Parker Bowles and the Diana. Like that's he's always going to have that.
Yeah, I think Diana's going to always shadow over him, and I don't think anyone will like him for it
because it was shady as fuck.
I think what needs to happen. Did you hear about Nostradamus and the whole predicted the Queen would die after a 70-year rule, and then that she would, and the following king would be only alive for 3 more years? Yeah, this is like apparently this is like all been predicted.
Okay, so who is Nostradamus?
The guy that like predicted all the shit. Nostradamus, King Charles.
So this is the podcast where you don't only just get different topics, but you get us researching the topics unplanned.
There was something predicted that Nostradamus predicted that the Queen would die 5 days ago. I don't know.
Or you could just Google it.
I'm Googling it.
Hold on, let me figure it out. I'm better at this than you. Nostradamus' prediction about the Queen.
Prediction about Queen.
Apparently he'll either abdicate.
Did Nostradamus predict the Queen's death?
The French astrologer has reported seer the French astrologer and reported seer. So he's a reported seer. Do you know what a seer is?
A future seer.
Probably. Has attracted international notoriety for allegedly predicting future events such as September 11 with the Twin Tower attacks. Okay, wow. The Iraq War, the 2008 global financial crisis, and the assassination of Benazir Bhutto. I don't know who that is.
I don't know.
No, that's all right. Now, the poetic published Nostradamus in 1555. Okay, so this is quite a thing, but
470 years ago.
wow, into the abdication of Charles III. Anyway, I think we're going to look up this a bit more, and we might talk about it the next podcast, I think.
Sure, you can do that as homework.
Well, yeah, well, fine. That's my job. That's my job.
Yeah, so he apparently predicted that the queen would die after 70 years of reign and the following king would die 3 years later.
No, I've got it here. Because they disapproved of his divorce, a man who later they considered unworthy, the people will force the king out of the islands. A man will be replaced. The man will replace him who never expected to be king. Oh, who wouldn't expect to be king? Oh, someone's at the door.
So the other side of it is...
Hold on. Someone's at my front door, everyone.
All right. Well, you can mute.
Sorry.
And I'll keep talking. So I believe the other part of the whole story is that, and this could be well out of the realm of, what do you call it? Conspiracy theories. But apparently Charles had a child before William, and it's meant to be the person that's not meant to be king is going to be king. And so it's not actually going to be his first son. It's going to be his second son, being William. And that is why William will be king.
Okay, cool. I think we're going to have to wrap this up, Paul.
Do you have to go, do you?
I've got 2 insurance men standing in my house.
Okay.
You're going to have to do the BPPs without me.
Righto. Why do you have 2 insurance men inside your house?
I don't know why I have 2 of them.
You have a leaky house.
I have a leaky roof.
Yeah, he's got a hole in his roof.
I got a hole in my roof.
Needs to fix it.
I do.
All right, well, this is the Neighbours podcast, episode 7. Hopefully you guys enjoyed it. It's available on all those listening platforms and YouTube on the PSVMS channel. Like and comment for the YouTube algorithm, and check out the Patreon. There's a lot of behind-the-scenes stuff.
Lots of love. I apologize. Right. I didn't know this was happening now. But hey, everyone have a great time.
Goodbye and farewell.
Farewell.